What's up, everybody? Silver here with another Halo Wars 2 achievement guide. This time we are doing the final level in our Halo Wars 2 Legendary run-through. This is the final mission in the original campaign, the 12th mission called Last Stand. So to start up this mission, we are going to use a bunch of leader powers throughout the entire mission. There's no base or anything, so really the only way to reinforce yourselves is to get a bunch of ODST drops, which we're going to do with the leader power. And also to wait for reinforcements just to come to you naturally, because they'll send reinforcements your way from time to time. So to start, build all the turrets. There should be 6 around your little structure here that you're reinforcing. You're kind of defending the middle. There's like a dome of light. It's like a shield there that Anders is working in. So protect that at all costs. You cannot heal it. So it does have a health bar, and you cannot heal it. So once it goes down, it will stay down. But you're going to use a bunch of leader powers like I was mentioning earlier. All you have to do, or all you want to do, is send a ton of ODSTs down, and as soon as it recharges, just drop some more. There's 4 entry points. There's 4 ramps leading up to the dome that Anders is in. So you want to basically just divide all your forces equally among all 4 of those. You start off with a handful of units, so divide those up as best you can. And then as you progress through the mission, just drop ODSTs like it's going out of style. So as soon as it recharges, just drop more in there, and then just wait for it to recharge. And while you're doing that, you could use Lotus Mines. So you'll see me drop a bunch of Lotus Mines along the ramps as we go. And we could see we just got some reinforcements here. So a bunch of Marines and Cyclopses. Cyclopses? Cyclopsi? What's the plural of Cyclops? I don't know. But anyway, divide them up. You should have received 8, so 2 for each ramp. That's how you do some division there. Divide them up, and make sure you upgrade your turrets. 2 ramps have 2 turrets on them, and 2 ramps have 1 turret. So I have a vehicle turret on each, and then the 2 ramps that have an extra turret, I make those flamethrowers. So anti-infantry and anti-vehicle. So other leader powers that you're going to use a lot of is the drop turret. I use the drop turret a lot, and also the close air support or something like that is what it's called. I'm going to use it right here. It's complete overkill, but you might as well use it. You don't have any limit on your supplies or power. You have unlimited supplies and power, and we have some skulls on to help us out as well. So those skulls will make it a lot easier, so your leader powers will recharge faster. You will have higher health. You'll have, well, supplies coming in. It doesn't matter for this mission in particular. But just throw Pain Train, Bountiful Harvest, Emperor, Total Annihilation, Firestarter, Things That Go Boom, and Sugar Cookies on. Those are the 7 skulls that are beneficial to you. So slap those on. And here we go. We're just use that radar. You can see where all the enemies are coming at you from. So you could kind of prioritize where you want to throw some ODSTs down. Maybe 1 ramp is looking a little scarce, has some deaths on that side, so you want to reinforce that area. So just kind of pay attention to where a large amount of enemies are coming from, and then you could use the drop turret or the close air support. Another thing you could use is the holographic something, or you could use these archer missiles. Again, overkill at this point in the mission, but why not use them? And as you can see, I've sped up this mission, so it's going 2 times speed right now, because it's basically a pretty straightforward strategy we're doing here. Strats, what they call them for short, what the hip kids use. So you can see there's some barricades down at the bottom of each ramp as well, so throw some ODSTs in there when you can. You can see I'm building a nice collection of Lotus Mines here. But yeah, that's pretty much what's happening here. Again, there's no leader powers or leader points to upgrade anything. You just start off with all of the leader powers unlocked. So we got a reinforcement wave of some tanks here. So split those guys up. Yeah, that's I thought it was grammatically incorrect for a second, but it wasn't. Split those guys up. You don't want them all kind of clustered in one spot. So normally I used Pestilence in a lot of my legendary runs, but we're not using that here. If you don't use it, it will a lot more of your ODSTs will just continue to live on. But it gets a little more hectic if you use Pestilence. So no Pestilence here, and no After Party. There are no bases to blow up anyway, so that would be useless. So just continue to drop those supply pads, those ODST pods, these Lotus Mines. Load up those ramps with Lotus Mines and ODSTs. For the most part, you just want to clog the ramps with a bunch of units. Occasionally, and by occasionally I mean towards the end, there will be some Banshees, so they could fly over the, they don't have to use the ramps, obviously, they're flying vehicles. And there will be some Reavers that hop up on the edge as well eventually. I'm going to start using Lotus Mines there. That's an odd spot. You can see I use the hologram there. And I'm going to use the Lotus Mines in that weird spot I just placed them, because that's where a Scarab climbs up onto the structure at the end of the mission. So you'll see me throw some over there eventually. You don't have to do it right away or anything, but just starting to build up the Lotus Mines in that area. It's not a huge deal. It's not going to end up killing the Scarab or anything, but helps out a little bit. And the Archer Missile Pod, just to soften them up. Yeah, so here we go. More ODSTs. Throw them in there. Sometimes the Locusts, you can see they have such a long range that they'll just stand far away outside of the range of your units, and they'll just slowly pick off your people. So that's when I like to use a drop turret, a strategic drop turret, to kind of take them out, or maybe even throw the ODSTs down there like I did just then. So don't be scared to you know, send your units out, or at least a few of them, to take on any enemies that are kind of on the outskirts of your fog of war. And here is a Scarab. So you start off this mission fighting a Scarab. Well, you don't start, but the first big guy, one Scarab. And then there will be 3 Scarabs all at once, which marks the end of the mission. So we got to take this one guy out, and right when you get this this one Scarab that you have to fight, you get a Condor actually to fight him. So a Condor will take out a Scarab, because the Condor is an air unit. So air units are better than, oh well, they're not better than, but they trump vehicles. So a Scarab is considered a ground vehicle. So the Condor has the edge there. So whenever you see your turrets blow up, obviously just build them back up. I decided to use the close air support as well to help out my cause. Why not? There's no cost. Just buy one, get one free, except for all of them are free. Just use them. Just take them. Free samples. It's like going to like BJ's or Costco or something, and they have those free samples. Just keep taking them. You could go there for dinner even. Anyway, ODSTs, deploy them. Send them down. I'm running out of ways to say the same thing, because not much happens in the way of strategy other than what we're doing right now. So here come the Banshees. The Banshees obviously could fly over you, so you want to start pulling back your units a little bit. You don't want them at the end of the ramp at the bottom, because the Banshees could fly past you, and then they're just alone shooting the core here that Anders is in, that you're trying to protect. So don't stray too far away from that core. Eventually we're going to just start deploying ODSTs around this core instead of on the ramps themselves. So we're just building up this little area that the Scarab is going to climb up onto. And I'm going to start pulling people back a little bit. You get, we already got some Kodiaks, I believe, and I planted them so they act as, what are they called? Artillery? Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, as you get, Cutter will let you know. He'll be like, yo, reinforcements coming, so do something about that. Not that it's a negative thing, it's a good thing, but you probably want to place them as you see fit. So we're just recycling, rinse and repeat. If we got these leader powers, we're going to use them. They recharge, we use them again. Very exciting stuff. We got some vultures here now, so we're going to place those around. The ODSTs, you can see I'm deploying down into the middle, so they're surrounding the Dome of Light now to protect Anders from any stray Banshees. Or these blisterbacks, they start coming in as well. So I like to have my Condor back here. Basically, I just left him there from when I was fighting the Scarab that was there. That's a pretty good spot to keep him, actually, because the 3 Scarabs that are going to come in, they all come in from the same side, the same direction, and that position that my Condor is in will distract 2 of them. So you don't need to kill any of the Scarabs, actually. You just have to hold out for 2 minutes at the end. So I'm just going to distract the Scarabs, basically, for the most part. No need to kill them. I do end up killing 1 and close to 2 of them. I might actually have killed the second one as well. But the third one remained alive, but that's totally okay. We just got to hold out. So I'm going to be using some tactics to just distract them, like using the drop turret or using the close air support or using the turrets on the mission From the Deep, the 7th mission. If you watch my video on that, you saw me use the turrets to distract the scarab at the end of the mission while it lost its health from the Pestilence Skull. While it will not lose its health from the Pestilence Skull in this mission because the Pestilence Skull is not on, it will still distract them as the timer counts down to 0, and then we win the game. So that's what we're going to do with the turrets. And at this point, you want to upgrade them to all anti-vehicle. In the beginning, I mentioned that 2 of them were anti-infantry, but just make them all anti-vehicle at this point. Because those are what you need to kill the scarabs. But again, we don't need to kill them, but might as well do some more damage to them. And we are getting close to fighting these scarabs. So here they come. One comes in from the left when you're oriented this way. One comes in from the center, and one from the right. So the one from the left gets here a little earlier than the other 2. So for the one on the right, I'm gonna kind of ignore him, but I'm gonna distract him by using. This guy's already up. That was a quick rise and climb to the top. I'm gonna distract this guy by using the close air support. So once you deploy that, it usually takes all of his attention, and he even runs away a little bit. So that's got him covered, and I'm just going to focus on these other 2. I'm going to bring a bunch of my units in the center up to him, so he just focuses on fighting those guys. Make sure you keep your turrets built up so they are distracted by those as well. And then use your drop turret, your ODSTs, your mortars, or not your mortars, your locust mines, whatever they're called, to distract this other guy. And you could make sure you use your Y ability on your Condor to do a lot of damage to the scarabs as well. And that's pretty much it. A lot of distracting the scarabs at the end. You don't need to kill them again. But yeah, you have a lot of units to throw at them. So if you're running out of units, just take them from the opposite ramps and throw them at the scarabs, because the scarabs could do a lot of damage. So that's all I got for you guys. We have done it. This is the final mission in the original campaign. So we have completed this. You should unlock the achievements for completing the campaign, completing it on Heroic, and completing it on Legendary all at the same time. Congratulations, and you are now done with this campaign. Don't worry, I'll be throwing out some guides for the next campaign, Operation Spearbreaker, very shortly. So those are only 2 missions, and then after that, of course, I'll be doing Awakening the Nightmare, which is another 5 missions. But this wraps up the original 12 missions, so I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion and on Twitch and Mixer at SilverScorpion4. And check out my podcast called HaloConversationalists, and I'll see you guys later for more Halo achievements.